Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, this is Hack Wars Now, and I'm bringing you one video in a line of maybe 5 or 6 telling you what to buy, not necessarily the installation process, but the products that will give you the bang for your buck. So the first thing you're going to need, which isn't that important, is a case. And unless you're going to mount it on the wall, which I doubt you are, you're definitely going to need this. But it's not really necessarily important to building and what you need for the computer. I mean, and granted, the case is important. It's just not the most important, being that there's not much that the case does. It's not as important as a processor or anything else, because you can mount this computer to your wall, but it's going to take some definite work to do it, and it's not always very easy. So today we went with the Roswell Challenger Black Gaming ATX Mid Tower Computing Case, and that's going to run you about $49.99 on Newegg. And it comes with 3 fans, one in the front with an LED, one on top, and then one in the back. And for $49.99, that's a pretty good deal, being that it comes with 3 fans, and there's a blue LED in the front one. So this is not only sleek, but it also is at a low price. Maybe not the lowest, but still low for the look of it, and it looks like a gaming PC. You can buy a case that doesn't really necessarily look like a gaming PC, that inside is just raw power, but it's going to net you about $49.99, as I said. And now we're going to move on to the next thing you need. Next thing you need is going to be a hard drive. So today we went with the Western Digital Caviar Green WD10 EARS 1 terabyte hard drive, and it's RPM SATA, and then it comes with sorry, I didn't mean it comes with, but it's an internal hard drive, and it's a bare drive, so it basically comes with nothing except, I think, a couple SATA cables, and it's 3 gigabytes per second, and it's 3.5 inches, so it is pretty big. I mean, it's average size, I guess, for the normal PC, that any PC that you're going to build, and it's going to net you around $54.99. So with most things that you're going to buy, sometimes you want to get something better for the same price, and that's whenever a solid state drive comes into play. But better for the same price, maybe, but same memory or better memory for the same price, not even close, because I can get 1 terabyte for around 1.5 terabytes, maybe for around $70, $60, and I can get a solid state drive, which, if you don't know about a solid state drive, let me tell you what they do. They're basically like a giant flash USB flash port thing. The reason people like these is because they're more reliable whenever putting them into laptops and other computers. Say, like, you joust around your computer, sometimes you can mess up your computer, and the hard drive just blows up on you, and it's terrible because you lose everything you have. Solid state drive, that never happens, because there's no moving part. Well, there is a couple of moving parts, I think, but there's not very many moving parts, and it's very power efficient. So that's good. But the only problem that I have personally with it is the amount of space they give you for the price. I mean, it's $60 for 60 with you can go to Costco.com. It's $60, right, for 64 gigabytes with the coupon. And you can go to Newegg.com, get a 1 terabyte Western Digital Caviar Green hard drive, and again, 1 terabyte for $54. And I think it's a better deal for the 1 terabyte. Some people like solid state drives, and later on, whenever we have the extra money, we're going to get that, a solid state drive, instead of this 1 terabyte. But for now, this is what we're going to go with. So that wraps the hard drive up. Now what we're going to look for next is the motherboard. So the motherboard I chose is a BioStar A780L3L AM3 AMD 760G Micro ATX and AMD motherboard. This is going to net you around $49.99, and being that I don't know much about these motherboards, or really any motherboards, this is just one of the ones I chose. I've heard a lot about BioStar, and I have looked into this product, but not enough to tell you all the specs like I can on the case, on hard drives, and the processor Normally I know a lot about these processors, but this one that we're going to choose, I don't know much about either. But this BioStar is a reliable brand, and that's why I chose it. And I don't think anything I choose here is, how do you say it, is a generic brand. BioStar is kind of generic, but I think it's also, it's kind of high-end generic, maybe. I don't know if that makes sense. But I don't know much about these, so I can't tell you much, but I will leave a link in the description to a full review by Newegg about this motherboard and the rest of these products. So now we're going to move on to the video card. And the video card is going to net you around $59.99, and it's a Sapphire 100 100293L Radeon HD 5. I think it's 5570. It's 1 gigabyte, and it's 128-bit. It's DDR3 PCI, and it's DDR PCI Express, sorry. And it's 2.1 by 16 inches, I think, or centimeters, I'm not sure. It can't be inches, that's too big. And then, so, it's a ready low profile video card. And pretty much anything by that has Radeon HD in it will probably be a good product. I mean, they do make low-end video cards like this, because being that this is a budget build, we're going to choose a low-end one, but it's definitely not, it's not a generic, bad brand piece of junk like that. And everything that I'm putting, every single build that we're doing is going to have Radeon in it, because I don't like NVIDIA. I don't know why I don't, but I just like Radeon because it's been with me since I was young, and that's what I've always had. And Sapphire is a great brand, a great, what is it, dealer? I don't know what they are exactly that deals out the Radeon. I guess it's a dealer, but I don't think that's right. Manufacturer, I think it's manufacturer, unless that's Radeon. Anyway, that's what we chose. It's going to net you around $60, and it's pretty cheap for a HD video card. And this video card for a normal PC would be great. It would run your videos fine. I mean, but for gaming, it's going to be a mid to like lower high range settings you're going to want to play on. But it's still going to run great. And then next we have the Sony Black SATA DVD-ROM drive model, or drive, and that's your optical drive, and that's going to net you around $16.99. It has a standard return policy. I think everything here does also have a standard return policy. I can check, except for the processor. Yeah, the rest of it has a standard return policy, and you can return these under their conditions at Newegg if you order from Newegg. I forgot to mention that for the rest, but now I'm mentioning it, so now you know. I don't know much about what are these called? Optical drives, but they don't really matter much. Just like the case, you need an optical drive, but that's for sure. And I know some of them can be faster, but besides that, there's no other reason to actually up the ante on these optical drives. You're not going to need much, and this is only like $17, so it's relatively cheap, and it's made by Sony, which I mean, I don't really have anything against Sony. So we're going to wrap that up because I can't really give you much detail, but again, in the description I will leave you what to follow. So next we got your power supply, and I can't stress this more. On your whole computer, no matter what your build is, if it's low budget to like extremely low budget that you don't like, you barely even, you have a case that was made in like 1995 and it's like looks prehistoric and everything else in the computer is just not good, you're gonna want to get a good power supply. I can't stress that enough. Enough wattage for what you need, and not generic brand, because those things blow up like that. So what we got was a two power, I think it's pronounced two power Galaxus two power Galaxus LX series GAPS 500 LX 500 watt power supply, and this goes off of 12 volts V.23 SLI, and it's Crossfire ready, so you can Crossfire your whole whole computer, but I don't think this motherboard allows for crossfiring. Again, I'm gonna have to check and leave a link in the description. Um, that's gonna net you around $44.99, which I will not go under $40 with buying a power supply. Being I told you why. So we're gonna move on to the next thing, and the final last thing, probably besides power supply, one of the most important things in your machine, and it would be your processor. And with this processor, I chose an AMD Phenoms 2X2555 Black Edition, and it's gonna run you 3.2 gigahertz. Its socket's AM3. It's 80. It runs on 80 watts. It's dual core, which you can assume by the name. It's desktop processor. This is gonna net you around $87.99, and for a processor that's pretty low. I don't go with Intel for some reason. I don't know why I really never use Intel. I think it's because it's with AMD, it's pretty much the same product, except a lot lower. But I would love to hear what you guys think. I mean, if you guys think there's a reason Intel's, is it more reliable? Is it worth that extra money because it's more powerful? I mean, I never noticed a difference. And on this little netbook, I run on Intel Atom, and I know that that's not good, and I know that's not nothing. That's not anything to base my experience with Intel on. But I just don't. I don't like it at all. And with this netbook, you can't switch the processors, which kills me. But it was a good price for the netbook, and I'm going off processor. It's AMD. I like it. I don't know much about this processor, but I will leave more info in the description, as I said. So that's about it. Sorry guys, I'm gonna add this into the end of the video. One quick thing I forgot to add, it was the desktop memory. And so the desktop memory that we have today is a Kingston 4GB, 2 sticks of 2GB memory, and that's gonna run you around $49.99, which raises our previous total to, which raises our total to $414. So I apologize for the price raise, and I apologize for forgetting, but I added it in there, so now you guys know, and later. This is all you're going to need to build your computer, not including the equipment, of course, and altogether, it's going to net you around $364 on Newegg. So you can buy all this, have it shipped to you within 2 days, I think. I think it's free shipping if you sign up or something like that. But you guys can check that out for yourself. I think I've done enough. If you guys think I need to do more, go ahead and tell me, because I don't want to be giving you guys out the wrong information. But please do like, comment. I don't think you can rate anymore on YouTube. I don't know why people still say that. And subscribe if you like this video, because I've actually researched this for a couple days now, which I know isn't a long time, but I mean, finding the right parts. And so next I'm going to film the low budget, or the budget, sorry, I'm going to film the budget video. Hopefully you guys, if you guys are still interested, go and watch that. And please remember, do like this. And this has been this is Hack Wars Now here. And I think I'm signing out. I think that's about it. So, peace out, guys.